Base projects are going to be making a lot of people millionaires. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few base projects, which I'm very bullish on. I've been recently drinking the base Kool-Aid and I've been enjoying base, to be honest. So let's get into this video of a couple base projects, which I really like. First of all, we have Velvet. All right. Now, currently it's sitting at close to a $60 million market cap. It's probably going to go back down to, 13, 12 million in that range and fall back on support here. All right, so what is this project about? Well, it's related to DeFi AI. And with that, there's a lot of features that this project has. Like, for example, you can spot the next big gainer in trends. You can trade and earn DeFi yield all in one place. You can grow your portfolio and also let others join, kind of like almost like a mini hedge fund. You can also let AI agents and hedge funds work for you. So there's basically a lot of different features related to that. You can see here, there is trenches as well. So, there is Sol, there is base, there is BSC. You can also have yield as well. There is portfolios, so you can kind of take a look at the top earning portfolios. You can also deposit funds into those and potentially get the same returns that they are, which is a pretty interesting feature. So yeah, there's also staking, and overall, it's an interesting project and sitting at $16 million. And currently the 24-hour volume is at 820,000. So overall, there is a lot of interest, and recently the project has spiked up a lot. In general, the project is putting in higher highs, higher lows. Overall, this one looks very bullish. All right, so the next project we got to talk about is Hydrax. And with this one, the chart looks very ugly. So just hear me out for a second. First of all, TGE just happened, and right now it's sitting at a market cap of 6.7 million as well right now. Now, what is Hydrax? Well, Hydrax, or HYDX ticker, is basically the competitor to Aerodrome, right? Now, Aerodrome is sitting at a $1 billion market cap. And so what you're able to do on Hydrax is basically have the most liquid swaps, is what they say. There's also a lot of different integrations as well built into it. And overall, the project just came out, and I would imagine that it's going to bounce off of this 20 cent line here and probably have a free fall until then, and then hopefully bounce off of either where it is right now or right at around 0.21 and in that zone. So, and hopefully just kind of bounce and go sideways and then eventually go back up again. But overall, this looks like a very interesting project to be, a competitor to a project which is over $1 billion market cap. Overall, I'm bullish on this project in the long term, not necessarily, obviously the short term looks very bearish, but overall, I think this is a good project with a lot of good tech behind it and could potentially get a small market share of that 1 billion that Aerodrome has. Now, the next one is Giza, or Giza, I don't know how to pronounce it. And shout out to Andy in the Crypto Gems group, which of course you can get more info on in the description down below. But this project is related to AI agents. Currently it's sitting at a market cap at 34 million, and the FTV is at 200 million. So not all of the supply is currently circulating. That's why you get that discrepancy there. And with that, if you just go to the website, so you can see here, agents enabling user-centric markets. They have a product which is called ARMA. So ARMA is our flagship stablecoin yield agent, and it's pretty interesting too. So if you just go to the page for that, you can see here, it basically, what it does is it scans and continuously sweeps every lending pool in real time, tracking APR shifts. Then it scores them and figures out which one has the best projected upside. And then it executes seamlessly, withdraws funds, swaps assets when needed, then redeposits. And then it just collects reward tokens, converts them into your base asset, and then reinvests, and then proceeds back into the strategy for compounding growth. So far, that is one of their agents, one of their products that they have made. And overall, I think the project looks very interesting. Chart looks overall okay. It's mostly sideways. I mean, overall, in this bullish trend, it did wick up a bit higher to around 70 million for market cap. So it is down to 34 million, but overall volume looks great at 700,000. And I think this project has a lot more room to grow. Now, another interesting project is called Sire, and overall the chart for Sire looks very good. Super bullish on that. And currently it has a market cap at 24 million. 24-hour volume is at 800,000. $120,000. And basically this is just a sports betting project. So it basically says that everything is rigged with sports betting. It's basically all rigged, and no one has the proper intelligence or the tools needed. And so Sire is kind of out to solve that problem. So basically it's in the niche of sports betting and being like a hedge fund for that. So very interesting project, one to take a look at. Now, another that we got to talk about, which has had a big run recently, is OpenX. Now, OpenX, it went all the way up to over $200 million for a market cap. It's down to 128 now. It went down here to around 104 million, which is to be expected because, you know, TGE was just on September 10th, and then it rallied so hard all the way up to 200 million. So the problem that they state is that AI is very centralized, and what they're doing is they're making AI decentralized. That's basically their goal and mission. So there's been a lot of hype around this project. I would imagine that it potentially just goes a bit sideways, or, you know, corrects even a little bit further considering it went so high. But overall, interesting project, one to look for. Now, another one is Avantis. So this one is sitting at a $227 million market cap. Currently, it looks like it's, you know, kind of in this accumulation zone. Potentially could even bounce on this support at 191 million, but either way, it did wick up to 370 million. When we take a look at this project, it is essentially the hyperliquid for base. Overall, interesting project, definitely a potential tool as well to use. Looks like they have a lot of great features that I haven't explored yet. Maybe I can make a tutorial and start exploring it. That would be interesting. But it's actually pretty cool that you can also trade Forex and metals and commodities indices straight from your wallet, which is a really cool feature. So you can see the interface. You can basically go long or short on various different assets. And of course, you can deposit any percentage of your portfolio, and you can up the leverage if you want to be a true degen, you degenerate bastard, or you can go all the way low, right? Up to you. Seems like a very interesting project and platform. And I think I'm going to start exploring this and potentially give a tutorial as well in a week or two. Now, another interesting project that was mentioned in the Telegram chat was Zora. So Zora is sitting at $244 million for a market cap. Current volume is at 6.7 million for 24-hour volume. And what is this project about? Well, you know, Pump.fun right now is having a lot of different streams. And with that, when you stream, it creates like a specific token to that stream, and people can bet on that token and buy into it. And essentially the market cap goes up for that specific token. And similarly, in a way, Zora is about launching your creator coin and also turn posting into earning. If you go to the website, you know, just like pump.fun, in some cases it's like kind of degen. I don't even really understand it. It's like people can post these things and, you know, people can buy them or bid on them. Sometimes when I see this stuff, I just feel like a boomer because, to be honest, I don't even understand most of it, but it is what it is. People are betting on it. The market cap is, you know, up to 244 million. And the current meta at this point is like creator, you know, tokens and coins essentially. So similar to pump.fun in a way, but different on base too. So one to watch. Next one is Auki, I guess is how you say it. And this one's sitting at a $67 million market cap. 24-hour volume is kind of lower compared to some of the others at 231,000. Now, this project is related to robotics. So you can see here, it's about robotics, building the real world web. So here you can see our goal is to make the physical world accessible to AI. So essentially it's related to the robotics niche and AI. So it's kind of touching upon both of those. And if you're also interested in robotics project, I made a video about a couple different robotics projects on ETH in my previous video. Now, overall, robotics has been a very hyped narrative in terms of the utility side of, you know, different chains. And so I think this project could also run even further in the future. And I think it's a project to definitely look out for. Let me know in the comments which base projects you like. I'll see you guys in the next one.